The capybara's calm shape hides a brutal burden, its body crowded with parasites from head to limb. Around the ears and neck, the softest folds have become a feeding ground for swelling parasites. In the hidden folds of the neck, the infestation grows thick enough to feel almost unbearable. Even the broad back is not spared, its fur broken by clusters that cling and feed. The burden extends down the limbs, into the joints, where every step can feel a little worse. It tries to shake off the irritation, but the parasites hold fast. For a moment, the capybara fights back, but the worst places remain out of reach. It rubs against whatever it can find, seeking relief that never fully comes. The discomfort is quiet but constant, pressing on every pause and every breath. At the ear base, where the skin is soft and hidden, the parasites gather in their heaviest clusters. Across the flanks, the burden spreads wide enough to cover almost every comfortable resting place. So the capybara waits, carrying its burden in silence, unaware that help is close. A second cleaner joins the first, drawn toward the richest clusters around the neck and shoulders. Then, from the reeds, sharp-eyed cleaners notice the burden, written across the capybara's fur.
The first cleaner approaches with caution, measuring the giant rodent before making contact.
The moment of trust begins when the first bird lands, and the capybara does not resist. Now the inspection narrows from the whole burden to a single parasite chosen for removal. The first peck is careful, but it marks the beginning of something the capybara could never do alone. Stillness becomes a kind of cooperation, giving the birds the time they need to work. Soon, the first pair is joined by others, turning caution into purposeful work. At the neck, where the infestation ran deepest, the birds begin to clear the first real space. The birds know where the burden is worst, and they move there without hesitation. Now the work becomes visible, a swollen tick shifting under the pull of a hooked beak. Now the real work begins, as a small team of cleaners spreads across the capybara's burdened body. Across the back, each bite lightens the capybara's burden. Around the ear, precision matters. The thickest clusters become the first targets, stripped away. For the bird, the burden becomes food. A reward, the cleaners spread from shoulder to flank, following the parasites. Some parasites resist harder than others. Already, the capybara's body begins to soften as the face, too delicate for rough rubbing, is now being cleaned. Together, the birds turn a single meal into a coordinated effort across the whole body. The change becomes visible, not all at once, but patch by patch across the capybara's fur. What looks like tenderness is also hunger, and the partnership works because both needs are real. As one region is tended, the cleaners shift their focus to the next area requiring attention. For a brief time, the riverbank becomes a place of quiet cooperation, shaped by hunger and relief. Only the densest pockets remain, and the birds turn to them with renewed focus. A parasite finally breaks free, and the capybara's burden becomes just a little lighter. Where there was restlessness, there is now a hint of calm, earned one parasite at a time. The difference can now be seen from a distance. The the body looking lighter than it did before. Relief reaches the face first, softening the look of an animal that no longer seems trapped by discomfort. The stubborn clusters are the last to go, but even these are beginning to disappear. Where the shoulder was once crowded, only scattered remnants now remain. The last easy meals are taken with the same efficiency that marked the beginning. The body softens now, no longer driven by the same constant slight unease. Beneath the bird's work, the capybara's coat begins to look like its own again. Even the riverbank seems calmer now, as if the tension has drained away with the parasites. The work is nearly done, reduced now to careful checks for the last hidden stragglers. What remains is not suffering, but the quiet after it, held in the stillness of a calmer body. With its coat attended to, the capybara finally moves as if its body belongs to it again. The cleaners fall away one by one, their task complete and their reward already taken. What remains is the same animal, yet clearly changed by the small lives that helped it. The proof is written in the fur itself, where crowded clusters once pressed against the skin. For the bird, the exchange ends simply, with a full crop and a safe perch. The capybara stands lighter now, in the same place where its burden once seemed overwhelming. Seen from above, the moment feels small, yet it speaks to one of nature's oldest balances. Strength is not always enough in the wild. Sometimes, relief arrives on wings. Not every survival story is driven by conflict. Some are shaped by quiet cooperation. And in that quiet exchange, both lives go on, reminding us that survival can also mean partnership.